Hello and welcome to this practice for your fabulous feet. By special request, we will focus on the feet, ankles, and legs to prepare for Hero's pose. In combination with some yoga poses, a lot of these exercises are from my dance training and are really great for stretching and strengthening your feet and ankles, thus making this practice good for both dancers and yogis alike. Make sure that you have 2 blocks or objects that resemble blocks for this practice, as we will use them quite a bit. During the practice, I lead through the breath. I'll tell you when to inhale and exhale, but be mindful to follow your own breath, and don't worry about matching up exactly with me. As a reminder, child's pose is always there for you. Move into it whenever you need a break. If you have a request for a yoga class, please mention it in the comments below. If you're into yoga and you want to learn more about yoga, please take this moment to click to subscribe to my channel and ring that little bell. Awesome! Now that that's done, let's begin our practice. Start standing at the top of your mat and feel your feet connected. Gently shift your weight forward and back until you find your weight settling right in the middle of your foot. Be mindful here that you're not rolling in towards the big toe or rolling out towards the pinky toe. Try to keep those feet flat and spread out. Bring your hands onto your waist. We're going to pedal through the feet. Press the heel upwards onto the ball of the foot, then use the toes and extend them to a nice point. Spread the toes out, press onto the ball of the foot, and lower your heel down. Switching to the other side, lift the heel, ball of the foot stretch. Extend the toes so that the tips of the toes are touching the mat. Then spread out the toes back onto the ball of your foot and let the heel come down. Pedaling through to the other side. Be mindful here that you're nice and gentle with your feet, keeping the ankles in line with your toes, so don't let them wobble out to the sides. On this next repetition, we'll take a little extra stretch. Come onto the ball of the foot and then roll over the tips of the toes. Press the knuckles of your toes into the mat. Roll back over the tips, ball of the foot, and then heel back down. And repeat on the other side. Take this one more time on your right foot. Heel comes up, rolling over, pressing the knuckles down. Come back to the ball of the foot, heel down. And one more time on the left. Getting a nice stretch through the tops of the feet. And find your feet reconnected to the mat. Hopefully they feel a little bit more open than before. And we'll move into a stretch here. Take the right foot, cross it over the left ankle, and bring the tops of the toes onto the mat next to you. Your shin bone and calf muscles should connect. And you want to be mindful here too that the ankle stays in line with the rest of your leg. Gently bend your standing leg, putting pressure on the calf muscle. This will give you a little extra stretch along the top part of the foot. Just breathe into it. And when you're ready, switch to the other side. Finding the connection of the top of the foot, the knuckles of the toes on the mat, and then bend the standing leg. Breathe into the stretch, allowing the top of the foot to open up. Gently release, pedal through those feet. You can roll the ankles around, getting both directions. Just loosening it up, getting the juices flowing in those feet. Come up to the top of the mat. Feet together or slightly separated underneath your hips, hands to your heart. Take a nice deep breath. On your inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, letting the head drop. Inhale, lift halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to your plank, move through your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. Even here in down dog, we're getting a nice stretch for the feet, the arches of the feet, and the calves, the Achilles tendons. Go ahead and pedal through your feet here in your downward facing dog, also known as walking your dog. Funny how my dogs keep popping in and out of the screen. They'll come up again, I promise. On your inhale, lift the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hips and roll the ankle around. You're in a twisted three-legged dog. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, swing the leg through, step forward, come into your warrior one. Back heel rotates down and in. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Make sure your hips are squared off, front knee tracking over the toes. And bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, extend the arms upward, straighten the front leg, grab your blocks. Exhale, fold forward into Parsvottanasana. You can have the blocks here at any height that you wish, low, medium, or high. I'm bringing mine a little bit forward of my toes so that you can see this next action. Lift up the toes so you're on the heel, and then gently lower it down. Inhale, lift the toes up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rolling it up, high socks. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, lowering it down. Step the back foot forward a little bit closer. Bend the back leg, pull the front toes up. Bring the toes down, straighten the legs, then lift up the back heel and the front toes. See if you can fold forward. Extend the spine, lifting it upwards, both heels and toes down. Exhale, bend the back knee, pull the front toes up. Bring the toes back down, straighten the knee, and fold forward again. Move those blocks out of your way. Go ahead and move back down into low lunge. Hey, you know what? If you want to use those blocks, you can keep them there. No big deal. Gently lower down the back knee. Keep those toes tucked in the back for the time being. Inhale, bring your right arm up. Exhale, reach back towards the foot. Gently grab onto it and pull it towards your sit bone, getting a nice quad stretch. Good. Gently release. Bring your hands back down to the blocks or to the mat. High lunge. And then step it back to plank. Move through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Repeating all that on the next side. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the hips. And go ahead and roll that ankle around. Inhale, straighten the leg, square off the hips. Exhale, swing that leg through, stepping into your warrior one. Back heel comes down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms by your ears. Exhale, hands to your heart. Keeping those hips square to the front. Just letting the body settle in. Inhale, bring your arms up by your ears, straighten the front leg. Exhale, stretch forward, Parsvottanasana, grabbing the blocks again if you need them or want them. Let your nose come down towards your knee. Good. Bringing your spine halfway up, you can adjust the blocks. Again, I'm moving them forward so you can see my foot. Lifting those front toes off the mat, then gently place them back down. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, peel the toes upward, and then exhale, lowering them down. Go ahead and step the back foot forward a bit, bend the back knee, peel the front toes up. Straighten the legs, toes down, then lift up onto the ball of the foot at the back and peel the toes up in the front. Lengthen through the spine, then go ahead and lower the feet back down. Bend the back knee, pull the front toes up. Lengthen through the legs, front toes down, then lift the back heel and the front toes. See if you can fold forward again. Lengthen through the spine, exhale, release the feet down. Get those blocks out of your way. Bring your hands down to the mat, high lunge or low lunge. Oh, well, you know what? If you need the blocks again, no problem. Gently lower down the back knee, staying in low lunge for a few breaths. Left arm comes up. Go ahead and grab the foot behind you. Gently pull it up towards your sit bone. Gently release your hand off your foot. Move the blocks out of your way. Stepping back to your plank. And move through your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, gently lower your knees down to the mat, and we're going to make our way into screaming toes. In screaming toe, you want to make sure that all the toes that touch the mat are folded underneath you. So I'm going to change my position here so you can really see the bottoms of my feet. You may need to reach back and help the pinky toe connect if it does reach. Some people's pinky toes don't touch the mat. And make sure that the heels are right underneath your sit bones. And you have a nice straight line from the heels to the middle of the foot. Sometimes the heels want to roll in or out, but try to keep them as square as you can. And then gently walk your hands back down towards the mat, come onto your hands and knees, and roll out the ankles, squeeze the toes, do what you need to help release that out. Staying on all fours, we're going to work our way into hero's pose from here. So we're going to extend the right leg back, keep the top of the foot connected to the mat, and gently drag it in. Oops, my mat got stuck there. Go ahead and try that again. Drag the knee under your hip. Extend the left leg back and drag the foot in, knee under your hip, and then gently shift back towards child's pose. Come back up to tabletop, extend the leg, exhale, bring the knee in. Left leg extends back, exhale, bring the knee in. Shifting back to child's pose and then coming back up to tabletop. One more time. Right leg extends back, drag it in. Left leg extends back, drag it in. Knees under the hips, gently shift back to child's pose and come back up to hands and knees. Go ahead and grab your block. We'll come into a modified hero's pose first. Bring the block between your heels and gently sit down. I've chosen the highest level here, but you can switch it down one if your thighs, knees, and feet are okay with that. Gently twist to your right, letting yourself breathe through the twist. Inhale through center, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come through center, exhale where you need to. Go ahead and release the block out from underneath you and come to a seated position with your legs extended out in front. You can give them a little shake, a little rock, a little pop, whatever you need to do to help release those out. Feel free to massage the legs too. Maybe you can, if you can reach your toes, give them a nice pull back or stretch them out. So from here, we're going to work through the feet and articulate the feet. This will give you strength and flexibility. Okay, so bringing both feet into a flexed position. Keep your heels connected to the mat. Using the right foot first, let's extend the ankles, stretching through. Let the toes stay upward, then extend the toes nice and long. Once you've reached your point, pull the toes back and then flex the ankle. Moving to the left side, extend the ankle and then the toes nice and long. Extend the toes upwards and then flex the foot. Switching again to the right foot, trying to get the longest line possible in your feet. Be mindful here too that you're not crunching and gripping with the toes. We're trying to keep them long and extended. And keep going, right foot, left foot. Breathing through as you're stretching your feet. Make sure you get both sides equally and then release them out. Give your legs and your ankles a nice little shake. Take your right foot in your hands, fingers underneath, thumbs on top, and start rubbing those feet. Get your thumbs in between the bones, between the first toe, second toe, third toe. Squeeze your ankles, but really get in there and get some of those little aches and pains out on the top of the foot. Sometimes it's easier just to use one finger. Giving a little love to the tops of the feet. We do give a lot of attention to the bottoms of our feet, so to switch that up and give a little love to the top, this will also help your hero's pose. And switching now to the other side, fingers underneath, thumbs on top. Go ahead and rub through those feet. Give your ankles a little love too. Making those feet ooey gooey. If you happen to find a spot that's tight and uncomfortable, stay there for just a little bit longer. See if you can work some of that uncomfortableness out. Good. Go ahead and extend your legs back out. We're going to articulate through the feet one more time to see if there's any changes. So the right foot, go ahead and point through, ankles to the toes. Flex the toes back and flex. And taking the left foot, same thing. And taking the right foot again, pointing all the way through, extending those toes and flexing back. Extend through the ankle and the toes, and then pull the toes back and the ankles back. Going to the right foot again, and then over to the left foot, and shake it all out. Hopefully those feet are feeling nice and open and gooey. Okay, getting into some seated postures, let's take our right leg into a cradle position. So you can hold on to the foot and the outer thigh, or you can bring the foot to the crook of your elbow and just gently rock from side to side. This helps to open the hip. And then if you can, bring the leg into half lotus. The bottom leg is straight, heel presses down. But if half lotus isn't comfortable, you can move the ankle down closer to your knee. With the foot in half lotus, it gives a stretch to the outer part of the foot. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, fold forward. Now you can take this stretch as deep as you'd like. If sitting upright is intense for you, then stay upright. But you can see here I'm going into a full bind. This is a little bit more on the Ashtanga side of things. Sometimes that comes out in my practice. But you don't have to bind. If you can't reach your foot, no biggie. Just do what you can today. Inhale, gently release. Let that right foot come out. And let's cradle the left leg. Either hold on to the foot and the thigh, or bring your foot to your elbow and give a little cradle, a little rock from side to side, opening up that left hip. And then gently place the foot as close to half lotus as you can manage. If the knee's a little lower, if the foot is a little bit lower, no biggie. Sit up nice and tall. If it's available to you, exhale, fold forward. And if you want to take the bind, you can see it a little bit more clearly on this side. You can see my fingers come to my big toe. But who cares if you can't get there, really? It's okay. We're really focusing on the feet. So breathe into it. If you feel a stretch on the outer part of your foot, that's normal. Go ahead and release the legs out. Give them a little shake. And now we'll come into Triang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. That's the long Sanskrit name for this pose, but basically you're in a half hero pose. As you can see here, I'm pulling my right foot back. Now here you want the top of the foot to be connected with the mat. I'm sitting on a block to make this a little easier on my knee and my hip. Now if you feel pain here, don't do it. Yeah, we don't want to cause any pain. Try to keep the thigh bones right in line with your hips as well. You have an option to fold forward if you'd like. This will put a little bit more weight on that leg. You can also sit upright. Lots of options. Go ahead and release that right leg. We'll switch to the left. Now gently release. And we'll move into Janu Shirshasana. Now you can use the block under your hips still if you'd like. If not, just sit on the mat. Right foot comes into the inner thigh of the opposite leg, sitting up nice and tall. Straight leg, heel is pressing down. Exhale, fold forward. Nice steady breaths here. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. Switching to the other side. Right leg extends. Bring the left foot to the inner thigh. Let the knee open up. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold over that straight leg. And same thing in this pose. If folding forward isn't an option for you, no big deal. You work towards it bit by bit. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, go ahead and release the legs out. Now we're going to move into Janu Shirshasana B, and this is definitely from Ashtanga. What you're going to do is slide your right foot underneath your hips. Your heel goes right into your you-know-what, right? Between your bottom and your front bits. So here's a better view. You'll see I'm going to sit right on my heel. The knee is out roughly about 45 degrees. If you can bring a little tighter, that's fine. And then on your exhale, you fold forward. Now, the reason I put this pose in is so that you can feel the stretch of the outer part of the ankle. I know it's not so comfortable to have your heel in that position, but go ahead and release. We switch to the other side. Left heel now comes underneath. Find that sweet spot. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Nice, easy breaths. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, gently release. Oh, there goes Lokey. Go ahead and shake out the legs. And now we're going to come into full hero's pose. Now that we've done all this preparation, make sure your legs are parallel underneath you. Bring your hips to the insides of your heels if you can. If you see here, my thigh bones are coming right out of the hips. Now, if this is not a possibility because of your knees or your feet, use a block underneath your butt. Yeah, you can go high level or medium level. This relieves some of the tension. And the longer you stay here, the more the body will open up and the easier the pose will get. This is a very controversial pose from what I understand. A lot of people don't think it's very healthy for your knees, but if your thigh bones are in the right position and you have no pain, then it really is not that big of an issue. And go ahead and release. Shake out those ankles and make your way onto your hands and knees. Extend the right leg behind you, ball of the foot onto the mat. Gently rock your weight forward and back to the fingers and back into the heel. You just want to loosen up those ankles once again. Maybe you roll over the tops of the feet and then switch to the other side. Pressing the left foot into the mat. Gently rocking your weight forward and back. Maybe you go over the tops of the toes. Maybe you don't. Whatever you need to do to help release that out. Go ahead and make your way onto your back. Let the legs extend up above you and shake it out. You can rotate the legs, flex and point the ankles, roll them around, do whatever you need. And then gently lower the legs down. Oh, wait, no, I'm going up the wall. Ooh, if you have a wall nearby, move your mat over to the wall and let your legs extend upward. Scoot your tail as close as you can to the wall, that way that you don't feel like your knees will hyperextend. You can choose to stay here for your Shavasana, or in a moment I will move on to a flat back. Your choice. So if you would like to move into a flat Shavasana, feel free to do so, letting the legs extend long underneath you. Let your body relax, let your eyes relax, and focus in on your breath. Start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles, waking up the arms and the legs. Extend the arms up by your ears and give yourself a nice long stretch from fingers to toes. Hug your knees in towards your chest and gently rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side, resting here in fetal position. Use your right arm as a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position, eyes closed and hands pressed at your heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. If you liked the class, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. and please be sure to click the bell for notifications on new videos. If you know someone who might enjoy my videos, please share it. Also, if you have a request for a specific class, please ask in the comments below. You can also follow me on Instagram at holly.r.jan.yoga. Be well and remember to breathe. See you next time.